to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. The state opposes your application for deferred adjudication and they're recommending community supervision. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes, Judge, I have.
Any objections, state?
None from the state.
Any objections, defense?
Judge, the only objection that I would have is the characterization of the insurance company as a victim in this case. The union, who is the victim in this case, has been made whole by the insurance company. And that's my only small quibble with that, is that I don't believe they're a victim. This is something that they contracted with the union for. It's the reason that the union pays premiums to an insurance company. It's something that they specifically consider when they contract for the services judge. The only other, and on that, I'll have argument on that, Judge. I know that that's something that's below the line, and I'm going to ask that you not order restitution to the insurance company. The only other thing that I would like to add is that there are additional medical issues that Ms. Simmons has that are ongoing that were not known at the time that she entered this PSI. It's been reset a number of times.
All right. Anything else from the state with regards to the PSI report?
Just regarding, well, it's argument. It's not regarding the PSI.
All right. Any witnesses from either side?
Ms. Simmons, I would call Ms.
All right,
Simmons.
could you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I think,
You can lower your hand. You're going to need to speak up so that everybody can hear.
yes, ma'am.
All right, defense.
Thank you, Judge. Can you say your name for the record?
Jeanette Elaine Simmons,
Okay. Can you spell that for the court coordinator?
JEANNETTE, Elaine ELAINE, Simmons SIMMONS.
Okay. And now, before we get into any of the other factors that were going on in your life at the time of this offense, I want to be clear. Is there any excuse for what you did in this case?
No, there is not.
Do you accept your guilt in this matter fully?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so there's no excuse for it.
No, there.
Okay. What was your position during the time of the offense? What was your position with this union?
I was the bookkeeper.
Okay, you were their bookkeeper. So were you in a position of trust?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And you understand that you abused that position of trust.
Yes, I did.
And can you explain how the damage that you inflicted in this case was more than just monetary?
My actions led to a diminishment of the reputation of the company, as well as the coworkers that I worked with at the time. My actions created doubt in who they were in the work and their integrity. My actions led to the doubt in the reputation of the company that I worked for, as well as the coworkers that I worked with. There's no excuse for what I did. My actions made them look poorly, even though they did nothing wrong.
And you described to me seeing the look on Mr. Kenyon's face when he had to confront you. And before I get into that, who is Mr. Kenyon?
Mr. Kenyon was the president of the union at the time when I worked there.
Okay. And seeing him when he realized what had happened and he confronted you, how did you feel in that moment?
That's when I realized the actions that I had done had consequences, and that I had really hurt him. He was a good boss to me and I trusted him, and I violated that trust.
Okay. What was his facial expression like? Can you
He was
describe
very
it?
disappointed. He was upset. He was in disbelief.
And can you blame him?
No.
And you said that you experienced that same type of feeling of disappointment later on. And can you describe that?
Later on, when I had to admit to my family what I had done and why I had been arrested.
Correct. And so you admitted that your actions not only could cause your coworkers to lose faith in you, but the union as a whole, right?
Yes, the members as well.
And you understand that for the most part, unions are created for the benefit of working people, right?
Yes, they are.
And you understand that there's at least some faction of people that are against unions, possibly because they think they're unnecessary or because they think they're corrupt, correct?
Yes, but my actions didn't help with that opinion.
So
I furthered it,
and that's through no fault of anybody else, right?
just my fault.
Okay. Now, okay, I'd like to get into some of the issues that were going on in your life around the time of the offense. Did you have an issue with substance abuse at that time?
Yes, I did.
What were you using?
Pain pills and alcohol,
What kind of pain pills?
oxycodone and tramadol.
Okay. Was that the first time you had an issue with substance abuse with oxy, or was there a previous time
I have previously had issues with it when I was a teenager.
when you were a teenager?
Yes.
About how old were you when you started using?
14, 15 years old.
Just a moment.
Stop at some point?
I stopped when I was getting ready to go to college because I had a medical report that showed that I was causing damage to my organs.
You're physical for college?
Yes, my physical for college.
Okay. And then after that time, when was the next time you had to use a similar type of pill?
When I had surgery in 2017 for a hysterectomy.
When you had surgery?
Yes.
Okay. And you were prescribed, what were you prescribed?
Oxycodone and some other medications.
Okay. Now, at that time, did you abuse those pills or did you take those as prescribed?
I took them as prescribed.
Okay. And were there leftover pills that you hadn't used?
Yes, there were.
Okay. Now, before we get into the usage of the pills further, what kind of financial stressors, can you just kind of explain to the court the kind of financial stressors that you and your family were experiencing when you moved to San Antonio?
We had already lost a home in California. We moved to San Antonio to start over. My husband and I both worked for Amazon and we both were injured on the job. I was out of work. We were trying to take care of our household on just his income, and then he got injured and he lost a lot of his pay. And then we ended up losing the apartment of the house that we were renting at the time and living in hotels, extended stays until March of the following year, March of 2018. I'm sorry, April of 2018.
What were the positions you and your husband had with Amazon at that time?
We did packing. We packed all the boxes for the deliveries.
Okay, so it was a physically intensive job.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then so when you got injured, did you have the same income that you did when you were working?
I did not.
Okay, and then your husband also got injured at a later point, isn't that right?
Yes, it is.
And so both of your incomes then were diminished.
Yes,
Okay, and then you said that you started staying at extended stays.
yes.
Okay, and so basically you didn't have a permanent residence at that point.
No, we did not.
Who else was living with you and your husband? Do you have any children?
I have 5 children and my mother kept living with us at the same time.
Okay, what are the ages of the children now?
My eldest is 20, 19, 16, and 7.
But obviously they were younger in 2017.
Yes.
Okay. What do any of your children have special needs?
My oldest son is autistic.
Okay. And does your second oldest child, does she have any mental health issues that she's been dealing with?
She was just released from Methodist and diagnosed as schizophrenic.
Okay. So, okay, so those were, and then your mother, you said your mother's living with you. Why is your mother living with you?
She doesn't have the income to live on her own, and she also had a lot of health issues. She is recovering from bladder cancer, and she's diabetic and losing her vision.
Okay. Does she receive any Social Security?
She does, but it's not enough to sustain her on her own.
So it's not, how much does she receive?
About $700 a month.
Okay, so that's not enough just to pay for her needs, correct?
It is not.
So you have to supplement, you and your husband.
Yes, we do.
Okay. And then so to maintain your household of 5 children with the special needs of 2 and your mother, both incomes are pretty critical to sustain the household. Is that fair to say?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So now can we describe the usage of substances during your time with work with the union?
I was drinking and taking pills while at work. It started off once in a while until it got to the point where I was doing it every day.
Okay. What caused you to, in your mind at that time, what caused you to start taking those pills and drinking alcohol in the first place?
I was under a lot of stress, and instead of asking for help and seeking assistance, I turned to pills and alcohol.
Was it basically to try to numb yourself to the stressors?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And you said that your usage started getting higher and higher. At first, how much was it? And then at its highest point, how much were you taking?
At first, it was 1 or 2 pills in a day, maybe twice a week. By the end, it was every day, 4 to 5 pills plus alcohol.
And now, where were you getting these pills from if you were using them so often? How did you start getting them once your old supply ran out?
My husband was still going through physical therapy and pain treatment, and he was not taking the pills, but they were still being prescribed. So I used his pills. I would get prescription pills and take his pills. And when those would run out, I would obtain them illegally. I'm sorry? When those pills would run out, I would obtain them illegally.
Was your husband aware that you were taking his pills?
No, he was not.
Because was he using them at the time, or?
He was not. He actually told me not to fill the prescription, and I would do it behind his back.
Okay. So he had an ongoing prescription
Yes,
due to
he
his
did.
issues.
Yes, he did.
Okay. So you would go to the pharmacy and just fill them. Okay. Now, obviously, your way of thinking back then and your way of dealing with stress, can you describe why that was not the way to do it?
It led me to make decisions that were terrible for my life as well as the life of the people I affected with my actions.
Were they long-term or short-term fixes?
Very short-term fixes with long-term terrible effects.
Okay. And obviously you had issues with dishonesty, correct?
That's correct.
With your husband at that time for taking his pills and then with the union.
Yes.
And then were you, to fund your addiction, is that why you started taking from the union?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Was it fair to say that you were barely making enough money to sustain the household? And so if you needed more pills, you had to
take away from that, yes.
Okay. Do you want to learn to change those behaviors?
Yes, I do.
What steps have you taken thus far to do that?
I discontinued the use of pills. I've taken a drug offenders course, anti-theft course. I've enrolled in college to try and improve my financial situation so that I can get a better position.
Okay. When was the last time you used pills without a prescription?
December 18, 2018.
When was that?
That was the day I got fired from the union.
So that was a wake-up call.
Yes.
And if the judge tested you today, you'd be clean.
Yes, I would.
Okay. And you said you took an anti-theft course.
Yes.
How long was that course?
About 14 or 16 hours.
Okay. Was it the longest one you could find?
Yes.
Okay. So there were other shorter ones, but you took the longest.
Yeah.
And you said you took a drug offender education program.
Yes, I did.
Can you describe to the court the things that you learned in those programs?
I learned that I don't only have a problem with pills, I also have a problem with alcohol. I wasn't aware of that. I wasn't acknowledging that. I also learned that I take the easy route with pills rather than seeking help. I'm not good at asking for help. I've learned since then that that is not the way to function. And that my actions have incredible effects, especially on my family.
And you said that you're taking college classes now.
Yes, I am.
How do you fit the time in with everything going on?
I take online classes.
You take online classes, and you stated that's to try to get into a better financial situation, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And Judge, at this point, I'd offer defense exhibits 1 through 4.
No objection.
And
Have they been marked?
yes, they have.
And he's already shown them.
It's the 2 certificates, 1 letter of recommendation, and then the college transcripts so
Alright.
far.
Defense exhibits 1, 2, 3, and 4 are admitted without objection.
And so you understand that the things that you've done are just a start.
Yes.
Would you take any class, whether it's mental health or substance abuse or whatever conditions the judge asks you to do, will you complete those?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Do you believe that you can change that old way of thinking permanently?
Yes.
Now, with regard to, actually, I want to get into, with regard to, you understand that the judge, one of the conditions is that the state is asking for 60 days in the county jail.
Yes.
And you understand that it may be a possibility that the judge may consider granting that via GPS house arrest.
Judge.
Yes. All right, so everyone in the box, we're on the record. Please do not talk in the box while we're on the record. Thank you.
And so you understand that the judge, there's a possibility that the judge may accept GPS house arrest in lieu of the actual jail time.
That is what explains to me, yes.
But that's up to the judge. You don't have any control over whether she orders that or not.
Absolutely not.
And if there's a chance you may have to go into custody today.
Yes, there is.
Okay. Now, you explained the situation with your 5 children. How would, obviously, if you were in custody for an extended period of time, would you lose your job?
Yes, I would.
Okay, so that would have devastating effects, not just for you, but for your 5 children and your mother.
Yes.
Would
All
your
right,
husband?
just a moment. So maybe people didn't understand me. There's to be no talking in the box while we're on the record. It makes the job difficult for the court reporter. She can't hear. And if she can't hear, the defense doesn't have a record and the state doesn't have a record. All right, you may continue.
Thank you, Judge. Would your husband be able to support your household with just his income alone?
No, we would not.
Okay. And your 3 younger children, what's their situation with school?
They're homeschooled.
Okay. Who does that? Do you do that?
I'm the primary person.
Okay. So obviously if you're in custody, they would not, or would your husband be able to?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Has he done that in the past?
No,
Or
he has not.
it's been you that's been the one that's homeschooled them?
Yes.
Okay. And can you describe for the court your medical conditions that you're currently dealing with?
I'm thalassaemic, as well as I have thyroid issues, and now I'm currently being examined for a heart condition.
Can you explain to the court what those first 2 mean?
Thalassemia is a disorder of the red blood cells that reduces the oxygen that circulates in your body. Thyroid is a hormone issue, and my heart issue, they're still trying to figure out what's causing it.
Could some of those issues affect your ability to fight infections if you caught some sort of illness in the jail? Okay. And you said you're dealing with a heart issue that is still ongoing,
Yes.
and the doctors don't know exactly what the diagnosis is. Is that
Not
correct?
yet, no.
How did that start?
It was discovered when I contracted COVID and I was not able to come to my last sentencing date because of COVID.
Okay.
That's
And
when
then
I
so
discovered it.
when you were seen at the doctor for COVID, that's when they discovered it.
Yes.
And what did they see?
Extremely high blood pressure, and we couldn't figure out what was causing it.
Okay. So an unnaturally high level of blood pressure.
Yes, and then possible scarring on my heart.
Okay. I don't have any further questions, Judge.
All right, state.
Just a few, Your Honor. Ms. Simmons, this theft that you led to committing, that didn't all happen at once, is that right?
It did not.
This was all done over a period of time.
Yes, it was.
How long was that period of time?
Several months, almost a year. I can't exactly speak the exact time period.
And during that time, you were lying to your coworkers
Yes, I was.
and you were lying to your boss.
Yes, I was.
And based on what you just said on direct, you're also lying to your family.
Yes, I was.
No further questions.
Any follow?
No, Judge.
What do you do with human resources?
I'm not with Human Resources.
Well, it says in here that you're employed with human resources.
Oh, no. It's the City of San Antonio Department of Human Services.
All right, what do you do?
I'm an administrative assistant.
What is that? What are you doing?
I'm scheduling, writing letters, setting up paperwork.
Do you have access to their funding?
I do not.
Are they aware of this charge?
Yes, ma'am. I was actually arrested while I was doing my background check for the job.
All right. Defense, are they aware of what she's charged with?
Yes, Judge, they are. And I believe that, I don't know how they would handle it, but I believe if she was on deferred adjudication, she may be able to retain that job, but obviously she would definitely be fired if she had a conviction.
What are the hours you work?
I work from 7:30 to 4:30.
Is this 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.?
7:30.
Is this 7:30 a.m. to
Yes,
4
ma'am. Yes,
p.m.?
Yes, ma'am. 7:30 a.m.
What days?
Monday through Friday.
How are you homeschooling your children if those are your schedule?
Because we have an online program that we use, and then during my lunch breaks and after work, I go in and make sure that all their assignments are completed. Their assignments are completed. I get alerts and I call home to make sure that they're getting their work done.
So what hours does your husband work?
He works the same hours. He also works for the city.
So who's supervising these children?
My mother is with them, as well as they have their older siblings that are also there, but
The mother who has the health issue?
yes, but she's still able to move around and function, yes.
Mhm. I will tell you, I don't think that older children should be in charge of supervising young children. Sometimes parents use their older children as built-in babysitters, and they're supposed to be taking care of the siblings. Those are not their children. Those are their siblings. It's the same thing with grandparents. Those are not their children. Those are their grandchildren. It really is supposed to be, do you feel like babysitting? Yes, I do. It's not supposed to be a permanent thing. Your children, your older children should have their own lives to live. And I see where some of them are 17. What are their ages?
It's 20, 19, 16, 10, and 7.
Okay, I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? 20?
20, 19, 16, 10, and 7.
And all of you are living in an apartment currently?
Yes, ma'am.
How many bedrooms?
4.
So basically all of these, your children have 2 bedrooms amongst them? Because I'm assuming you and your husband sleep in a bedroom.
Yes, ma'am.
Grandmother, hopefully she has her own room.
No, she does not, ma'am.
So who is she?
She's shares a room with the 10-year-old and the 7-year-old.
That's probably not great for her.
It's not.
So why isn't the 10 and 7-year-old sharing a room with you?
They don't.
Why not?
Our
Why are
room
you
is-
putting your grandmother out?
my
If she
room-
has health issues, as you say, and I'm supposed to sympathize with that and be concerned about that and your ability to do jail time because of that and because of your conditions, why are you not being sympathetic with her and allowing her to share a bedroom with a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old? Why are you not doing that?
The room that she's in is the larger room than mine, but you're right, Your Honor. It shouldn't be that way.
She shouldn't be taking care of a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old full time when she has medical issues, as you told me. That should be on you. And the fact that you have medical issues, then your husband needs to step up. People need to stop passing the buck just because people are related biologically or love their children. People need to stop passing the buck and having other people raise their children. Your grandmother didn't decide to have these children, you did. Now, with regards to this restitution matter, how much money, does anyone know, how much money did the company pay? Did they have a deductible or something they needed to pay, or it was just, we're paying you this entire amount?
I believe they were paid out the entire amount that they requested.
I believe that's correct, Judge. The company was made whole.
All right, so here's the question. Why should I give money to an insurance company? Because as we all know, the insurance company has passed along this loss to everybody. Their rates have raised. And if she were to pay back the insurance company is not going to give any money back to any other people whose rates were raised because they had to pay out this money. So why should I order her to pay this? I think I feel like she should pay something.
It is the natural consequence of her actions, just because, there's going to be a car wreck doesn't mean that you don't be responsible. I think that because they were looking out for the possibility that this could happen, protecting themselves from loss, they were made whole, and that insurance company is the one who's now on the hook for.
Then why doesn't the insurance company just sue her?
They have that opportunity, Judge, if they wanted to.
And Judge, just for your edification, that is why we included it below the line. They're not the named complainant on the indictment.
All right. Because I know when people have car accidents, or if there's, like in California, they have this big storm that's happening, and everybody's insurance rates are going to go up because the insurance company are acting as though they haven't been collecting premiums from everybody. They're going to increase everybody's rates. And with regards to this company, if she were to pay this amount back, is that insurance company then going to say, oops, we've got that money back, we're going to give everybody a discount?
I can't speak to what they'll do, but
Oh, they probably won't.
I think you're right.
This is me. Just, wondering why insurance companies take everybody's premiums every month and it doesn't cover anything because they still end up increasing everybody's rate. But there we have it. So was the complainant out of anything?
No, Your Honor, they were, the mental distress caused by having to go through the insurance claim. Mr. Kendon is here if you would like to speak with me.
I'm sorry, who?
The victim, the owner of the complainant business.
I mean, if you want to call him, you can call him as a witness.
Judge, in the PSI, they're not asking for any money because they were paid everything.
Okay.
There will be a brief victim impact statement, but I don't think we need him as a witness, Your Honor.
All right. So I see that she doesn't have any prior criminal history. Is there a reason why the state is opposed to deferred adjudication?
And that's just because of the nature of the crime and the long-term deception. We think that the case merits a conviction.
All right. Ms. Simmons, you have a choice. Usually I can't give people choices. I can place you on 8 years deferred adjudication, or either you can have a conviction. And with a conviction, you'll be on probation for 4 years.
I'll accept the 8 years deferred adjudication now.
All right. The court is going to sentence you to 8 years deferred adjudication. I'm not going to grant this restitution, but I am going to give you a $2,500 fine. There's to be parenting classes. The theft course, the court sees that she's already taken the theft course. She'll need to provide that documentation to probation. There's to be no contact with Southwest Gulf Coast Regional, I cannot read this word here, Regional Council. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, outpatient treatment with probation. There's to be 90 meetings in 90 days. That can be NA or AA. I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month until further notice. And there's to be regular UAs. Probation, is there anything else?
Your Honor, on the outpatient treatment, do you want that intensive or supportive?
Intensive.
And along with that, can I have a TAPS?
My understanding is the TAP evaluation has been done.
Oh, yes, Your Honor, my apologies.
No problem.
Proof of employment?
Thank you. See, it's been a long time since we'll be back.
Yes, no.
Proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors.
And one more, please, Your Honor. Did you, any community service hours?
We'll do 180 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived once you've completed parenting classes. The remainder will be waived if you provide proof of full-time enrollment in school. And for the court, full-time enrollment is at least 9 hours. I myself would take 21 hours a semester, but I'm not expecting that of you. But so at least 9 hours. Probation, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
Can I have therapy, please?
What type of therapy are you requesting?
Mental health?
All right, can we do a MIC evaluation, please?
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me know that. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge, real quick, one point of clarification. You were asking for a 60-day jail sanction. It was below the line on the plea bargain. I was just asking if you're opposing that or holding an advance or anything like that.
I'm not going to impose that. Thank you. All right, is there anything else from either side?
I just wanted to clarify, I guess, what just happened was